All right. Why is there a shortage of truck drivers? All right. So, did a little bit of digging and looking around to look for some reasons why there would be a shortage. And there is a shortage. It's an ongoing problem that is ultimately disrupting the supply chain, which, from there increases costs, all that bad stuff that we don't like. So, why is there a shortage? I came up with a few different points, just quick main ideas that I think are causing a shortage. So, the first point I have, this is pretty much the popular, oh my gosh, I'm not even trying to say it. That everyone, all the websites that I was looking at were saying, this is like the number one reason truck drivers are an aging population. So I found that the average truck driver is between 46 to 50 years old. I didn't really understand what an aging population was. It's simply just an age gap of workers, meaning there has been a lot of time since, those 46 to 50-year-old guys, there was a lot of people entering the workforce, or not the workforce, entering trucking. And then after those guys, generations passed, not as many people have showed up. So there's a big age gap between the people working. So a lot of them are approaching retirement, and younger workers aren't entering the field as quickly. So that is the aging population. My second point is that overall truck driving can be somewhat of a challenging lifestyle. It's definitely not for the average person, if that makes sense. Just because a lot of people in today's society are used to conformity and just want to have a schedule and want to know when this is, and just do what a lot of other people are doing, just because that's easier and that's what everyone else is doing. Truck driving is a lot different. You're sitting down for hours, driving for long hours, staying awake, and just a bunch of crazy stuff, being alone for that long. It's tough, and it's definitely a different lifestyle than what a lot of other people in different fields have. So it can be tough. Yeah, so mental and physical demands, and dealing with stress, all that stuff, burnout. I could definitely see uh, how people can get burnt out pretty fast on that. So my next point is pay and benefits. Wages are increasing, but it might just not be enough for people entering the workforce. Um, I found that the annual truck driver salary is around $48,000. Long haul drivers drive more, and then obviously it really matters how much you drive and how much work you put into it. But it's just it might not be enough for a lot of people. So wages have risen. The challenging conditions have not. So that is that. Next point is that stricter regulations could limit work hours. So, like we talked about, or like I talked about, with the hours of service rules and all that stuff. A lot of people were getting into the field because they liked the schedule. They liked being able to work on their own time, and work as much as they want, whenever they want. So with rules and regulations, obviously, for anything that could deter someone away from wanting to work there. Next point, it's difficult and costly to enter the profession, because you have to get your CDL. And I didn't know this, but from what I saw, it's at least, a few $1,000s just to get your CDL. I thought it was just, a quick training. Apparently, it's a lot that goes into it. I didn't know that. Thousands of dollars, training programs, all that stuff. So obviously that is a pretty massive barrier if somebody doesn't want to go all in on that. And then my last point, which would be a quick one, is just the COVID-19 impact. I felt like putting this in there just because it is still very relevant, especially for supply chain and trucking. Obviously, we all know what happened to supply chain whenever COVID hit. It made the shortage worse, so it obviously led people to go away from truck driving, and people probably saw truck drivers and they're like, wow, I don't want to have to deal with any of that. So, already a difficult situation, and then that just made it even worse. But yeah, COVID-19 could definitely have an impact on that. Those are my reasons.